So hello and welcome all to another tutorial from Simply Biologic, and in this video we are going to discuss the experiments that are carried on to prove what was the genetic material that is responsible for the transformation of traits or characters from one generation to another. In previous chapters we have seen that Mendel experiment was carried out for several years to identify that the several factors or several are responsible for the transmission of characters from the parent to offspring or from one generation to another. But it was not clear what were the factors, or the factors was not named. So just Mendel was just referred these materials as factors which are responsible for the transmission of traits. But in later period, in 1928, Frederick Griffith, when um, carried out some experiments with Streptococcus pneumoniae, which is responsible for the pneumonia disease, he found some interesting facts. What were those? Let's see. Frederick Griffith was working with two strains of Streptococcus pneumoniae. What are those? The S strain and R strain. S is for the smooth strain and the R is for the rough strain. S or smooth strain is so because this S strain is composed of several mucus or polysaccharide material outside its coat, and this R strain or the rough strain is lacking this polysaccharide coating, so it is known as the rough strain. So he did some experiments like that. He took this S strain and infected this bacteria, this bacteria within the mice to see what happened. He found that the mice, after the infection or the injection of this S strain bacteria, within few days the mice died, while he took some R strain bacteria and infect another mice to see what happened. He found that the mice were alive even after the infection of R strain bacteria. But when he treated the S strain bacteria, or he heat treated the S strain bacteria and mixed with the R strain bacteria, he found later that while he inject those bacteria, that is a mixture of the heat killed S and the R strain, he found that bacteria or the mice died due to the infection of the bacteria. So he inferred that something happened in the mixture, that the R strain bacteria that were harmless and the heat killed S bacteria that were alone these heat killed S and R were not capable of um, infecting the mice. But when the mixture was incorporated into the mice died. So what happened? Later he found that when S was heat killed and R was mixed together, assimilation or incorporation of the genetic material of S strain incorporated into the R strain. So R become virulent in nature, which in general was not virulent. And after the experiment, Griffith was successful in way that he took out the heart of these mice, and he found that the R strain now become A strain, as such that a coating material or the coating that was associated with this A strain was present in the new R strain. So he found that the transformation of this R strain into A strain occurs due to the mixture of this A strain with the R strain. Though he was carried out these experiments, he did not conclude that whether this material was DNA, protein, or anything else. Later, in 1933-34 period, Oswald Avery, MacLeod, and McCarthy carried out some experiments to characterize whether these materials are protein, DNA or RNA. So they did some interesting experiments. They took the heat killed S cells. Now they purified these S cells to release the biochemical materials like the protein, RNA and DNA. So they took several containers in which these biochemicals, they put these biochemicals, extract, and they put several R strain bacteria in these containers. After several days, when suppose this plate was treated with some proteinase enzymes, and this plate, suppose the RNase, this one proteinase and some DNase. So in the proteinase and RNase plates there were no transformation of R to S, or there was a transformation or no inhibition of transformation from R to S. But when they treated those biochemicals with DNase enzyme, DNase, RNase or proteinase, these are responsible for the destruction or the cleavage of the RNA, DNA and proteins. So when these dishes were treated with DNase, they found that the genetic material or the DNA was destroyed, so the transformation of R to S was not happening. So they conclude from this experiment that DNA was the material responsible for this transformation. Again, later in 1952, Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase, they carried out some experiment to find out that whether protein or DNA is the genetic material. So they again took some bacteriophage that is responsible for the killing the normal bacteria, or bacteriophage is a virus, you can say, and they took some E. coli. What they did, as we know that the DNA of our body is rich in phosphorus and the protein is rich in sulfur. So they took several isotopes of sulfur and phosphorus and treated this bacteriophage for several generations to prepare a colony of radioactive phosphorus and sulfur rich bacteriophage. So they took some E. coli which contains their own genetic material and they took these radio labeled bacteriophages. So what they did, after infecting this E. coli with these radio labeled bacteriophages, after the several short incubation period, they did some blending to see that which of these among several bacteriophages which were the responsible, which were attached with these E. coli, and later they disassociate these bacteriophages from these E. coli. Now the ghost, this one devoid of the any genetic material, these are the ghost cells and the E. coli cells. In E. coli, the genetic material of both these phages were incorporated and the capsule or the capsid of the bacteriophages was retained outside. So later they centrifuged the whole thing, and after centrifugation they found a pellet at the bottom of the tube and a supernatant at the top of the tube. This supernatant, as the E. coli bacteria was heavier than these bacteriophages, they go to the pellet material and the supernatant contains now these bacteriophages or the coating of these bacteriophages. So as the bacteriophage coat was labeled with radioactive sulfur. So what they find that the supernatant in this case shows the radioactivity, but the cells or pellet, as they did not contain any radio labeled phosphorus, so the pellet was devoid of any radioactivity. But when these in these cells, when they check the radioactivity, they showed that the pellet showed some radioactivity, but the supernatant was devoid of any radioactivity. So from this experiment, they find, or they concluded, that protein was not a genetic material. Also, they did not say anything about DNA, whether DNA is responsible for the transmission of the trait or the DNA as the genetic material. Later, when the DNA structure of DNA or the molecular structure of DNA was discovered, then it was finally concluded that DNA acts as a genetic material. Neither RNA or protein, but the DNA is solely responsible for transformation of characters or traits from one generation to another. So this was all about how the genetic material or the DNA is responsible for the transmission of the traits, was carried out from 1928 to 1952 by several scientists through their several experiments. So hope you liked the video. Do subscribe to the channel and share with your friends, and if you have any doubts, you can contact me. My contact details is always I put it in the video description. So thank you, see you in the next video.